Hi everyone, welcome back to another video with your girl Kushali's diary. It's been a little bit. I have something I wanted to talk to you guys about for probably a while now. It has been definitely something on my mind, especially over recent, because I have been consuming a lot more content of this sort. But yeah, so without further ado, let me get into it. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about mental health and just overall the experiences that I have had with mental health. And I just wanted to honestly do a little discussion, talk a little bit, just share my thoughts on this whole topic, because I feel as though there is not enough content on this. It is so hard to find online because being Indian, being someone of that heritage, being someone of that culture just comes with so many fucking stereotypes, comes with so many standards people accept or people expect you to live upon and for you to follow, because that is just what is expected of you because you come from that culture. But I don't know, I'm here today to talk a little bit about that. If anything is incoherent or if what I'm saying doesn't sound fancy at all, that is just how I like to speak. And so yeah, it's not going to be anything formal, but I wanted to do more videos where I get to share my thoughts and share my discussion and my opinions about certain topics and things like that, because I think it's important for me to use my platform as a way for me to express my own self, not doing just the viral things that people want me to do, not just making vlogs and not just following the trends, because obviously that is okay and that is what some people want to do and that is great for them. But for me, following those trends, doing the vlogs, sometimes it kind of feels silly. It kind of feels like I am making videos for other people and just to post. Yeah, but like, you know, I want to do something which also I like to do, and it's my platform. So that was a lot of blabbering, but yeah, let me get into why I wanted to even talk about this necessarily. I am so scared. First of all, like, I have my phone with me, so I am literally screen recording, like voice mic recording, because I don't have a mic yet. I do want to get one in the future, but right now I'm kind of saving up for other things going on, so we're gonna make do with this cool microphone I just bent. But yeah, what led me to have a lot of deep feelings for this topic is obviously my own experience with mental health, growing up in an Indian family, growing up with a family that didn't even acknowledge really mental health in any sort of form or manner, even though I grew up in Canada. I was born in Toronto, in Scarborough. So it's like I also had very two distinct parts of me culturally, the Canadian part of me and the Indian part of me, Indo-Canadian as one might say. I remember as a young kid when Modi came, like the Prime Minister of India, when he came to Canada and he said Indo-Canadian, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's me. Like, that is legit me. And I don't know, like, it just it feels so weird. Like, the other day when I was at the beach, some guy like just came up to me, this white guy, and he was like, oh, where are you from? I was like, I'm from Scarborough, because that is where I'm from. And then he's like, no, where are you really from? I'm like, I'm from India. He's like, oh, okay. But, like, still, I hate that even has to be a conversation. I fucking hate that I am not allowed to just say, oh, I am from Scarborough. But because I have tanned brown skin, I cannot just say that and can't walk away with just saying that, They want to know where I'm really from, which is such an annoying concept. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that. I think it's a pretty common thing. But, yeah, regardless to say that, I feel as though the whole mental health process was 10 times harder because of the expectations, because of the cultural norms that I grew up with. Being that there was no talk about mental health. If someone in our family, or if someone hypothetically was to go through something and was to do something harmful to themselves, or was to perform some sort of act of them having mental illness, it was said that they were just crazy. It was not given any scientific backing. It was not given any sort of sympathy of any sort. It was just like, oh, they are so selfish. They are so crazy, and they are just thinking about themselves, really. That was the verdict around it, especially when it comes to things like suicide. It was always seen as an act of selfishness, as an act of, wow, you're just thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about everyone else you're leaving behind. You're not thinking about your family. And I have a lot of problems with this because, first of all, it is not, like, in my opinion, it is not a selfish thing. You are like, oh my gosh, I can't even think about this without, like, crying. Like, it is so bothersome to me that people think that way, because maybe it's because they've never experienced it, and so they have no idea as to how hard those feelings are. But it's like not having any self-compassion for someone else, and it's so disturbing because that is literally probably what made them even take that decision in the first place. But yeah, that was a little bit of a tangent. But basically, what had triggered my feelings to talk about this was because of my past experience dealing with mental illness and being brown and being part of this community, but also because I was reading this book. It's called They Called Us Exceptions by Prachi Gupta. And this is how it looks. You can't really see that well, but I got it from the library the other day when I was just going, and I literally filmed this in my vlog. I was just going to the library, get some work done, and go to the mall. And then this book, I did not even know, like, what this book was. This book just, like, was there on one of the shelves. I was like, okay, this looks interesting. And from the name, like, Prachi Gupta, I knew it was, like, a brown author. It was a female author. So I'm like, okay, I want to give other people, or people like me, a brown woman, a chance for their story to be heard. And also, genuinely, I just want to read some nonfiction. I have been reading so much, like, fictional books, just like Hunger Games, ACOTAR, all that stuff, and it's fun. It's all fun. Like, all types of books are great, I think, for you, but this is just so fucking realistic, and I feel like it actually teaches you a lot in your life, so I decided to just pick it up. And I was reading the back of it a little bit, and it was talking about, like, psychology and our cultural history, and it seemed like, okay, maybe this book is, like, something that will help me. Holy fuck, this book has wrecked me. Like, what the effing hell? Basically, in this book, the main female character, she is part of, like, a perfect, picture perfect brown family. where her dad is a doctor, and she's the eldest in her family, and she has a younger brother who is like smart. He is like the textbook smart. He's good at robotics. He's good at, science and math and all that sort of thing that brown families tend to value more. And she's not as good as that, like as her brother. And she's more of an artist, and she's a writer, and yeah, it was just about her family with her parents, her mom and her dad, and her abusive kind of family. But it wasn't in the sorts of like how you would expect it to be, like how you see in movies where the husband is abusive to the wife and to the children. In sorts, it was like that, but it was more so of the emotional abuse that the dad tend to place on the children and the wife. And I saw myself in this book so much just because of the facts of them dealing with mental health illnesses in a brown family, dealing with all of the things that other people have to say about you. And yeah, and especially I'm at the part right now, I'm like literally almost very close to being done. Like, wait guys, I think I lost my bookmark. Oh, here. I am like this far. I'm like this far to being done. I'm like so close. But she was basically talking about how in psychology, in therapy, in that whole world, it's so focused on white people. Most of the therapists I have seen, or okay, maybe a little bit less now, but especially a couple years ago, I would say, it was so focused on them and so focused on their people, and things like having an abusive father in like this book, that was considered to be like okay, because it's an Indian family. You're gonna have a strict parent, you're gonna have a strict dad, and you're gonna have someone that's like, forcing you to study, forcing you to stay on path, and that was just considered to be the norm. And I feel like those kinds of expectations and those kinds of okay, wait, 1 second, I need to get some water. Just had the most intense cough. I swear, water just went down the wrong pipe way. So, sorry if I sound a little bit raspy or if I have to take breaks here and there. But, yeah. I don't know. This book has just brought so many feelings up for me. And it's hard for me to kind of speak on this topic because I know this is public. I know this is going out to the world. I know it could reach literally anyone. And that scares me. Not gonna lie, that scares me a lot because I know what it's like growing up in a brown community. I know what it's like to hear things behind your back, hear people talk crap about you, hear people say bullshit about what you're feeling about your mental illnesses. And just thinking that you're so fucking weak. And so it's scary putting this out there because I know it's like kind of increasing the chances of that, obviously, because I'm putting myself out there. But at the same time, I know that this could help anyone else. It could help another young brown girl who might be experiencing the same things that I might have been experiencing when I was younger. And so this is for her, this is for me, this is for younger me. And so this is why I'm making it, even though I'm kind of shitless scared. But I think there's a lot more to it that other people could benefit from. So yeah, I'm gonna put links down for different mental health services, like different suicide lines in Canada, things like that, just so you guys can seek help as well. Like I always say, if you are going to university, there are so many resources that your university has for mental health, whether that is counseling through the university, but they also give money to spend for for you to seek out services on your own, which is what I do. And so yeah, but this is why I'm also currently on a quest to find a new therapist. I hands down love my therapist right now. She is a white woman who is pretty young, I would say like late 20s, and I feel as though I can talk to her about everything. But it's just sometimes topics like this that have to do with me dealing with my Indian culture versus the Canadian culture, and just the division between what is expected of me is just so hard to explain it to someone sometimes. And so if you're feeling that way, I'm there with you, and I'm currently on a quest to find another therapist as well. But yeah, that is kind of what I have to say about the topic. I just also want to say that I'm really proud of us as a society for kind of moving away from that narrative that brown people don't talk about mental health, and that we don't speak up about our problems, and we're just all perfect, and that is why our divorce rates are so low compared to other ethnicities. And that is not the case. You know why it's low is because we don't speak about our problems. But regardless of that, yeah, I think that's all I have to kind of say about this topic right now. I probably will have a lot more to say in the future about it as I grow up, as I gain more wisdom, more experiences, more views upon the world that we live in. But I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope that, if anything, this video gives you a little bit of a comfort hug to feel as though you're not alone in your feelings. And I would recommend this book to every brown girl out there, especially if you've dealt with mental illness in your life, and if you're in the place of life where you can read about this, just because obviously they do talk about some sensitive topics like I did today. So be sure to check up the trigger warnings before you read these types of books. But yeah, I feel like it could be very useful to you and for shaping your identity about yourself. But that is all I have to say for today. Not gonna lie, I've been feeling not the best recently. I don't know, I just not been feeling the best the past few days. Just feeling kind of overwhelmed and anxious with stuff going on in my life, just with work and with scheduling things in, with hanging out with friends. And I know this is such third world problems compared to what everyone else is going on in the world, but this is my world, and this is what I'm experiencing right now, so I guess that's also pretty valid as well. But I just want you to know that your feelings are completely valid, and I hope you create a little bit more space. If anything, create a little bit more space for you to express your feelings and express them to yourself, whether it's through you talking to a camera. You don't even have to post it, private it, or make a time lapse and then just delete it. It disappears into the void. But yeah, I think it's important for us to express ourselves, especially as young brown women. It is important for us to express ourselves, just because our voice is not heard a lot of the times, and it is diminished within uncles and aunts, So that's all I have to say about this topic right now. But just try to hold a little bit more space for yourself. Maybe give yourself a little bit of a hug and tell yourself that you're doing a great job. But I love you guys so much, and I'll see you for next week. Bye bye.